welcome back to my channel. Now this is going to be a story time video. Now I know y'all probably be looking at my videos. Sorry, I was gonna put my phone down. I know y'all probably looking at my videos like, oh my gosh, all her story time videos about guys. Y'all, that's my life. Like, I've had such bad experiences with guys. I have to share it with y'all, and y'all like story time, so I'm gonna let y'all know. Don't judge me, okay? So anyways, we're just gonna get the ball rolling because this story is gonna be kind of long. So anyways, if y'all remember, let's push back to, the video might be a year old. Let's see, because I was not too long ago going through my videos. Let's see exactly how old it is. Yes, it is a year old. Now, if y'all remember, I made a video that's called I Found His Thongs. Okay, it was two parts to it, a part 1 and part 2. It was my second story time video because my first one was 5 kids, 5 baby mamas. So anyways, the guy that was in that video, he was a cop, okay? A police officer here where I stayed. So anyways, he's the same person from this video, from that video a year ago. So if you've watched that video, y'all already know about the thongs and all things like that. But I never made a video telling about our relationship, okay? And I am going to go ahead and tell y'all about it. So anyways, like I kind of said in that video, I met him at work. Now, I used to work at a sports bar, okay? I used to be a server. So Buffalo Wild Wings. I met him there, and he would always come in to the job. Like, he would just always come in there, and he was fine. Like, everyone, and when he would walk in, I was like, hey, he's fine. Like, what he did, he's so good. Me personally, I thought he was gay. Okay, he used to wear like really, really tight shirts, and like he was real buff, like you know what I'm saying, like so buff, like his arms were like out, like, and I just used to, he used to walk, and I used to not pay him no attention. Like, all the girls used to gawk over him, like, oh my god, he's so funny. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, oh, whatever, you know, he alright. You know, I was never the one that was in his face. I was always the one who would walk away when he would come. So anyway, one day he approached me. He started talking to me or whatever. I'm not going to tell the whole story because I think I told most of it in my video a year ago. So anyway, he came and he would speak to me, and then he kind of started talking to me or whatever, and one thing led to another, and we started talking like on a personal level, and we decided to like go out to dinner a couple nights, and we decided to go and talk. Now, one thing that I didn't understand, he was up in his 30s, and he was very attractive. I mean, I didn't pay no attention to him when he came in, used to come in there, because I'm just not the type of person to gawk all over somebody. Like, no, it's just not me. And I could tell he loved the attention, but I'm not her. You know, I'm off over here while everybody else just like, oh, your muscles, his teeth. I'm just more like, you know. And he actually was attracted to me instead of everybody who was all in his face. So when we started talking, you know, and I started to understand, like, get a lot of other stuff about him, I'm just like, how, you know, you in my eyes, he was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever just met somebody who was just perfect? His smile was perfect. He had a nice body. He was built right. He talked very proper and stern, and he was great. Had a nice car. He had a nice place. Had nice things. Well, his place was okay. Okay, so anyways, yeah, I just couldn't understand what was the problem, but I found out once we kind of started talking, once we got deeper and deeper off into it. You never know a person until you really get to know them. Oh my god. So I was just like, dang, you know, you up in age. Well, not up in age, but he's in his 30s, and he didn't have a girlfriend. He was not married. He said he hadn't been married before. He just hadn't found the right one, whatever case may be, which I'm not rushing nobody, but I've met guys, some of them in their 40s, you know what I'm saying? They be saying that same stuff, and I get a little skeptical. I don't know about some of you ladies, okay, or some of you men. When I meet somebody who up in age, who don't have no kids, ain't married, ain't in no relationship, can't keep nobody, I start getting them the side eye like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So is it you? You know, that's what I started thinking, but I'm like, it can't be him because he's so, oh my god, y'all, he was so fine. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about his crazy ass because he was fine. So I'm just like, you know, we kept talking and stuff. I would go to his house. I would hang out. As I stated in my last story time, he gave me a key to his house. Upon us only talking for like within the first week, he gave me a key to his house. He gave me a key to one of his cars or whatever. Since he was a police officer, he always had his drove his police car. So he had a Challenger, and it was a nice car and everything. Whatever. So he's like, yeah, you can drive my car, and you're gonna drive my car, and I see this. I'm like, okay, cool. So the more we just hanging out, everything is going great. He was a little weird, okay, I can admit that, because when I would go over his house, he only watched The Simpsons. So I'm like, what's going on? Okay. He only watched that. So it was only cartoons all throughout the day. Like cartoons. If I wanted to watch something else, he was getting upset. It was either cartoons or what, Orange and the Black, Orange and the Black Suits, whatever that is. He would watch that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. House was really dirty. Really dirty. Okay, I've been over guys' houses or whatever. You know, it's as expected. Sometimes guys aren't as tidy when I don't have females staying with them or whatever the case may be. He had insects, and I know he had insects. It had to be bed bugs, because it was either bed bugs or ants, because I would leave his home. I would spend the night. I would leave his home. I would have so many damn bites on me. Like, I mean, red marks all over my body. And I'm like, what is going on? I knew it wasn't me at home. So I'm like, yo, what's the deal? You know? So, and he also had a lot of guns around his home. Okay, so it was, you know, which ex-military, he had been in the military for a long time. From my understanding, family had been in the military and stuff too. And then having to be a police officer, I can understand you trying to protect yourself, because you are a police officer. You just never know. You know, you can handle somebody one day and then they send somebody at you next day. You know, it's just a caution barrier. That's how I see it, you know. So more weirder things started to happen, and I knew the things were starting to take a turn from the worst, where he almost shot me. Okay, so and I know y'all looking at this like, what? Yes, he almost shot me. I almost lost my life. And this is what happened. Now, I have a key to his house. I kept calling him one day. Like, I kept calling or whatever, blowing up his phone. So he was like, he wasn't answering, so I was getting worried. So I'm like, you know, what's going on? You know, when someone is in the military, or someone is a police officer or a firefighter or something of that nature, you get worried when they don't answer their phone. Like, it's just like, what are you doing? I'm texting, calling. So I'm just like, you know, what's the deal? You know, I'm scared. Have you, whatever. You know, when people don't answer their phone, your mind gets to wonder, car crash, shot. You know, your mind gets to wondering the dumbest, most craziest stuff, because you just don't know what to do. So I decided to get out the bed, and I decided to go to his house or whatever. So it's late. It's like 11. You know, I'm on the highway. You know, I'm like this on the highway. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm scared. You know, stuff like that. So I'm going fast. I'm hitting like 89 on the highway because I'm really scared. And he kind of stayed way across town from where I stayed at. And this particular night, I didn't stay the night over his house, because he said he had some some things to do, whatever the case may be. So I was like, you know what, I don't want to be there all day by myself, and you could just go ahead and do it. I knew he was going to have to be waking up early in the morning. So I go over there. So once I go over there, he like opens the door. And so when, he opens the door. No, I go over there and I'm knocking on the door. So I'm knocking. Nobody's coming in. I see that his car is out there. So I'm like, I know he here or whatever. So he's not coming. So of course I have a key. I open the door. So when I open kind of slow, you know, so I'm opening slow. So once I open it, who is it? Why is you? Y'all, sorry about that. There was a very unsuspecting thing that happened. Okay, I don't know how that ended up coming into this video. I had no idea that was an ex, and I had no idea that he was going to pop up at, it is 10, almost 11 o'clock at night, and he just didn't pop up to my house. So I'm gonna have to handle that. Anyways, let me get back to my story time video that has just really I cannot believe that. So let me see where I stopped off at. Basically, I was telling you all how I knocked on the door and then I used the key to open it. So I'm slowly opening the door. Like, I'm slowly opening it. So as I'm slowly opening it, like, I kind of can see somebody on the couch. So all of a sudden, like, it's just like I heard something click or whatever. He raises the gun, like, raises the gun, and he's still laying down. So he's got the gun like this, but he's still laying down. So I'm like, oh, babe, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. It's me, it's Erin, it's me. So I'm yelling or whatever because I don't know. I'm guessing this is his unconscious mind. So I'm trying to wake him up. I don't know. It seems like his hand was like, he was like sleeping with his hand already on the trigger. Like he had his hand on the gun or something and he was asleep. And I'm just like, whoa, 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 man, please wake up, wake up, wake up. The way he had the gun positioned, it was like right at my head or whatever. Like he was like, you know, and he was not even paying attention. I don't know if it was just a reflex or what, but I'm trying to wake him up or whatever. So he wakes up. And he's just like, but what are you doing? Don't be sneaking up on me like that. I'm like, I'm not sneaking up on you. That was not my intentions, you know. I was like, I was worried about you because I had been calling and texting you and I didn't hear anything, you know. You didn't call and text me back. So I'm like, I just want to know, like, exactly what is going on. Like, what's the deal? So then he was just like, oh, I was tired once I had got off from the shift or whatever, so I just came to lay down. I'm sorry. And I said this. I'm like, okay, it's cool. So I ended up staying there that night and everything was all good. Okay, now, like I said, the relationship started to get weird. Now, some things that I started to notice about him, that he had a temper, okay? Especially if things did not go his way or something, or if he asked me something and I didn't respond the way he wanted me to respond, excuse me, or if I didn't respond quick enough, whatever the case may be, he had a temper. Now I know that his job would stress him out too, and he would come home and he would drink. Like he used to drink like Crown. He liked Crown Apple. So he used to drink Crown just like out the bottle, just come home, just like, yeah, it stressed me out today or whatever. So it started to get really excessive, like overly excessive, and he would react very angrily or whatever. He would go into these fits, like he would turn into the Hulk, okay? So he would turn into the Hulk and he would throw things. He would hit me, like put his hands on me and everything. And I'm nothing but 140 pounds, but he's a really, really big dude. Like he was so big. Of course, he used to, like I said in my first video, he would compete in bodybuilding competitions. So he was very, like, picture a guy that shoulders are like this big. Like he's so big, he walks outward like this. That's how big he is, okay? So he would put his hands on me. When me and him first met, I had a necklace that was similar to this one. I had a ring. And one day he got so upset and he was like, who bought you that necklace and that ring? So he pushed me down on the couch or whatever. He snatches the necklace off me. He takes the ring off me. He opens the door and throws them out the door. So I used to always have bruises on me and everything, like, and I'm just like, what the hell? So I would stop talking to him, and when I would stop talking to him, he would blow up my phone from different numbers and stuff. He'd be like, baby, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Please don't be mad at me and stuff like that. Like, you know, like I was just really upset because I just couldn't believe that he would get into these rages and he would do that to me, you know. And everything kind of started coming to me like, I thought that this man was so perfect. Like I really thought that, you know, nothing was wrong with him, but I knew it had to be something because he hadn't been in a, he was up in his 30s, close to 40, hadn't been in a, he said he wasn't in a relationship, hadn't been in a relationship in a while, hadn't been married, he doesn't have kids, and he said he wanted to have kids, you know. And it was one time I told him that I didn't want to have kids, and he yelled at me, he screamed at me, he slapped me and everything. I'm just like, what is going on, you know? So it was on several occasions that I would stop talking to him and he would like pop up at my house with flowers, and he would like put flowers on my car, and he would call me and send flowers to the job and stuff like that. He would pop up and like, baby, I'm so sorry, and he would like cry and stuff and just like, I'm sorry. And of course, I really don't want anyone to judge me about this, but you know, I would take him back. And people who are in domestic violence relationships, you know, it's hard to get out of something like that. I don't care what anyone says. If you're from the outside looking in, a lot of people gonna be like, girl, you stupid or whatever, I would have been left. You just never know unless you're in that situation and you're taught and you're a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't completely understand until I was a part of it. So he put his hands on me. You know, I would have to wear long sleeves and everything like that because it had gotten really bad. Like, especially like if he get off, he start drinking and he would hit on me and things like that, and we would fight and all stuff like that. So it was one day we went to Taco Bell, and we almost got into a wreck. He almost killed me, okay, because we were at Taco Bell, and this particular night he had been drinking. So we went to Taco Bell, and I was like, yeah, let me get. He was like, babe, what do you want? I was like, I want it. We had been having a good time the whole night, you know. We went to go see a movie and stuff, and we would talk about. So I was like, yeah, I want a beef quesadilla. You know, I don't want chicken or steak. I want beef, like ground beef in it, and I want a taco. And so we get up to the window, whatever. So the lady's not quite understanding what he's trying to say and stuff like this. So she's like, I'm sorry, what did you say? You want beef? You want this, that, whatever. And so then he gets upset because she's not completely understanding what he's saying or whatever, like, because he's like, yeah, let me get a steak quesadilla. I'm like, no, babe, I want a beef or whatever. So he's just like, you'll get whatever the hell I say you'll get, and you don't want this stupid ass order. And then, like, he's just going all off. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, I'm in the car with him. I'm just gonna hush because I don't know, you know, what you got going on, and I ain't got no time for that. So we pull up he pulls up to pay or whatever, then the next window to get my order. So he gets my order, and he ends up like slinging the bag over at me. Okay, so he has, I wish I had a bag, like he has it or whatever. So he gets the bag from the lady hands him the bag, and so he's like, in my chest, tacos go everywhere. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there, I'm upset or whatever, like I'm very upset, but I don't really know how to handle it at this point because I am in the car with somebody, so I'm not trying to overreact. You know, I'm very far away from home. It's really late. It's like almost 1 o'clock. Taco Bell doesn't close till 2 down here and 4 on the weekend, so it's really late. And I'm just like, you know, I ain't trying to say nothing crazy. You know, I'm just trying to keep it cool. So after he slings the tacos at me, he ends up speeding out in front of traffic, and we almost got T-boned on my side. Okay, so it was very traumatic. I was crying. I was all upset, and he's just like, "What you crying for? Suck it up!" And I was like this, and we got into a big argument. And some of the things that he would say when we would argue that would really scare me. He would be like, "You know, I'm post-military. You know, I'm ex-military, and I'm a cop. So if I wanted to hide your body anywhere, I could. If I wanted to do anything to you, I could." Like, he will always put that in my mind. You know, I'm like, that crap scares me, you know, because I know that some people, sometimes we think like, oh, they just talking. They're not capable of doing whatever, you know, they would never do this. But this day and age, you just don't know what anyone would do. So it used to scare me when he would get really drunk or get angry and he would say stuff like that. Like, I know exactly where to hide you. I know exactly where to put you. Nobody will find you. I know the hideouts and all this stuff like this. So, of course, it had me worried. So, anyways, we ended up getting back to the house or whatever. I was upset. I ended up going home. So I ended up going home. I didn't talk to him for a few days and stuff. So, of course, he apologized and we got back on the right track. I gave him multiple chances. Now, here's one. It was one day, though, that I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. Okay? Because everybody has a breaking point. Yeah, that's like, every woman has a breaking point, child. Okay. Okay, it was Erin's breaking point. It was just one day I had went over his house, and you know, he had went to the store one day, and I was just sitting over there, and I was just thinking, I'm looking at the bruises on me, and I was just like, you know what, I'm sick of this shit. You know, I was so mad. So I called him. I was like, you know what, I'm about to leave. You know, I'm about to leave your house. He was like, well, I'm on my way back, babe. What's going on? He was in a good mood this day. I was like, he's like, I'm on my way back, babe. Like, what's going on or whatever. I'm like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done with you putting your hands on me. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm miserable. I'm crying. I'm sitting up here putting makeup all over my body. I'm trying to cover up these scars, stuff like that. Like, I'm done. I'm through with this shit. Like, I'm through with you. You ain't got nothing else to say to me or whatever. I was like, I'm just about to get out of your house. I'm on the phone with him. I was like, I'm going to get out of your house or whatever before I go to jail for fucking arson, for freaking arson. Because I'm going to end up blowing it up. Like, I'm about to bust everything up in here. I said, I'm going to just leave because I don't have time for that or whatever. I'm going to end up going to jail. So I end up getting out. He's like, baby, listen. No, don't leave. So I end up leaving the home. So I end up leaving or whatever, and I'm just mad. He's blowing on my phone. He's calling me and everything. So a couple days go by or whatever. I'm not talking to him. He's sending flowers, the norm, the usual that he normally does. So all of a sudden or whatever, he calls me or whatever, And he's trying to talk to me and stuff. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to go to the police station, and I'm just going to let them know everything that's been going on. I'm going to talk to your chief or whoever over y'all management, whatever. I'm going to talk to them and let them know exactly like what's been going on, how you been putting your hands on me. I have pictures, you know, I have videos of me all bruised up and stuff like that. You know, I'm just sick of these. I'm really sick of it or whatever. So he was like, you going to do what? And he was like, okay, well, you know what? Since you're going to do that, let's see how they gonna feel about these pictures and these videos of what you did to my house. Now, mind y'all, I did not do anything to his home, like anything to his home. I threatened it when we were on the phone because I was upset, but I honestly left and I didn't do anything to the home. This guy was like, how about I tell them about how you busted up my TV and how you did this and how you did that and how you, like, he's just naming out stuff, how you got holes in the wall and how you did this, how you wrote on my walls and how you bleached all my clothes and stuff. I was like, you know I didn't do nothing like that. Or whatever. So then he was just like, okay, so who they gonna believe, me or they gonna believe you? He was like, if you go down there and say anything, your ass will be in jail quicker than your damn head will spin. Believe that. And I was like, really? Really? Or whatever. I said, you don't have no proof. He was like, I got all the proof. So he gets to sending me pictures or whatever of his house smashed up. Like the TV's busted up. Like it looked like somebody took like a sledgehammer to the TV. Okay, there's holes in the wall. He has like a pile of clothes in the middle of the floor with bleach, like they're bleached. Okay, shirts are cut up. It's like dishes. I mean, dishes broke all over the place. It's writing on the walls. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is this? Like, you know damn well I didn't do any of this. Like, what is going on? So now I'm upset because it's like, you really trying to blackmail me? Like, is that really how this goes? Like, I couldn't believe it. I was in disbelief. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I said, you know I didn't do that or whatever. So he was like, Erin, try me. I know how to play the game better than you, and I've done it before. So I'm on the phone like, dude, is you fucking serious? He was like, Erin, we can go tit for tat if you want to. What I suggest you do is just leave this alone. If you want to go your separate ways, you can go your separate ways. But as far as trying to ruin my life, have me lose my job, go down there and humiliate me, that's not gonna happen. He was like, you will be in jail before I be in jail. So he's threatening me. He's doing all kind of stuff or whatever. He's threatening to do, y'all, I'm telling you, this man is like, he will do this, he will do that, he gonna tell him this, and I'm just like, okay, or whatever. I was like, you got that. So I left it where it was. I was just like, okay, don't bother me anymore. Don't say anything else to me, and then we'll be good. He was like, that's fine. And just in case you ever try to go say anything or you tell somebody else and they say something, I will have you in jail, and I can promise you that. And he was like, and it won't be days or months. I will have you in jail or whatever. I'm just like, I'm mad. I'm in disbelief because it's like, for you to do something like this to me, you gotta be a crazy mother scan to sit up here and smash up everything in your house. You gotta be really crazy. Like, you, mental health is real. Okay, because I just can't see myself getting that angry, trying to frame somebody that bad, trying to blackmail, frame, whatever, somebody that bad, that I will mess up my whole house. I will bleach my clothes, cut up my clothes, smash the TV, bust holes in my wall, right on the walls, right on the doors, do all of that. You gotta be crazy as shit, okay? You gotta repurchase all that stuff. You have to redo everything. I just think that is so beyond me. Like, I just couldn't believe it. So, like I said, y'all, to wrap it all up, initially we went our separate ways. You know, after that, I have not heard from him. I don't want to hear from him. From my understanding, I think he's still a part of the police force here where I stay at. I'm not completely sure because it's been years since I've talked to him. Like, it's probably been over 3 years. Okay, over 3 to 4 years roughly since I have talked to him, and since I have seen him, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to see him. I had actually ran into another female. I can't really remember how we got on the she was at a makeup counter. And I don't know how his name came up in the equation, but it was really awkward. Somebody said his name, but somebody was on his Facebook page or whatever the case may be, and me and her started kind of conversating about him. And from my understanding, the same thing happened to her. She said she went out of town with him, and he beat her up and locked her in a closet, and he did not feed her, and all this kind of other stuff like that. And he also threatened her and tried to blackmail her too. And he would tell her that if he did anything to ruin his reputation or whatever case may be, he knows where to put her body, and all this kind of stuff like that. So she was like, girl, I was out the door. She's like, you put up with more of it than I did, because he was off his rock, and he was crazy as hell. Okay, so yeah, I have not talked to him. I don't want to talk to him, don't want to see him. I don't want anything to do with him. It was just a bad experience, okay? And yeah. That's pretty much all I can say. This video is super goddamn long, but that's pretty much it, y'all. That's what happened with the cop. This is the same cop where I found his thongs. So it was bad. It put a very salty, I'll say this to end it off, it put a very salty taste in my mouth about law enforcement. Where I live at, let me tell y'all something about law enforcement. They mess around with everybody around the city. I don't know if that's in every other city or state where law enforcement or some hoes, they can't focus on the crimes that are going on in my city. They too busy sleeping around and laying up with other people that they cannot focus on the crimes that are actually occurring and going on or whatever. Like the cops around here, they're hoes. They sleep around with people. Like him particularly, he was supposed to be at work many days where he would go and like clock in, and instead of him patrolling, they're supposed to, their computer in their car is supposed to track them and where they going. His computer was broke. So he would go clock in and come home, sleep the whole day, and go back to work and clock out. Okay, so yeah, that's why everybody getting killed around here. Ain't nobody solving no murders. Because they be laid up when they supposed to be out on the streets patrolling and all that other kind of stuff like that. But yes, it put a salty taste in my mouth about law enforcement, about firefighters, about all that. Because I'm just like, even military, because I'm just like, I ain't got no time for this. Okay, I don't have no time. Every other cop after that, I was just like, y'all, look. I don't want to have this conversation. Like, I don't even want to talk to y'all. Like, sorry, but yeah. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end the story. Let me know how y'all feel about this crazy ass story time. Okay, well, what do y'all think? I know y'all probably gonna say the same thing, like, Erin, what is wrong with you? We all make mistakes, and we all live and we learn, and all I can say, I guess, is YOLO. And I'm just blessed to be here right now to tell you all of the stories of about my life. So yeah, I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.